You're telling me I only have $500 for tree removal? Guys, what kind of tree removal does insurance actually cover? That sounds like such an easy question, but it might actually be the wrong question to ask. Because sometimes what looks like a tree removal might really be about protecting the property from getting worse. And that's where a lot of people get confused. Think about this. A tree falls in your backyard. That's one situation. Now imagine that same tree crashes through the roof during a storm. Rain is pouring inside, the ceiling is wet, the house is exposed. That's a very different situation. But why? Because now the focus may not be the tree. The focus may be the damage that the tree is causing. Here's an easy way to think about it. Let's pretend it wasn't a tree. What if a trampoline flew through the roof after a crazy windstorm? What if a street light fell onto the house because it snapped at the base? Or what if some other large object landed on the roof? The problem isn't necessarily the object. The problem is that something is damaging the building and may need to be removed so the situation doesn't get worse. That's why removing a tree from a yard and removing a tree from a roof can be two very different conversations. So when someone asks, what kind of tree removal does insurance cover? One way to think about it is, sometimes the discussion may be less about tree removal and more about protecting the property after a loss. Exactly how that gets handled depends on the facts, the damage, and the policy involved. That's why every situation can be so different. This is general educational stuff. I'm not an attorney, I'm not your adjuster, so you'll definitely want to talk to a lawyer in your state about this, because if you do emergency work, or if you're just a homeowner and you have a tree fall on your house, this is something you really want to know. You want to be able to ask the right questions to your insurance, you want to be able to ask the right questions to your contractor, and you want to be able to get this taken care of as safely and as quickly as possible. But you also don't want to be worrying about, am I really covered for this? So, take a look at your local laws and regulations, and I'll see you in the next video.